Hey guys, welcome back to our Soldiers for Faith Q&A Sound Off. I'm Sarah.
I'm Matthew.
And we're excited to dive into the question today.
We put a question out asking you to submit questions back to us, and here was our question. What type of questions do you have about relationships, whether single, dating, or married? We heard from all across our social media board very unique questions. We look forward to sharing. We're not experts on relationships of any sorts. However, we believe that we could speak from our heart based on our experience and hopefully encourage you wherever you are in the gamut of relationships. Here's a great question from Chris on Facebook. He said, if you're single, is it justified to withhold the full truth from someone until they get to know you on a personal level a little better so that they don't get spooked? It's a great question.
Yeah.
I like to answer only because I know you first get into a relationship with someone, you don't have to tell them everything about your past, everything that you're going through.
I think that there's a time and a place for everything as you guys grow as a couple. Say you pursue a relationship, I think that God will give you those nudges of when it's time to share certain things. You want to be honest going into the relationship, but I don't think it's...
Yeah, honesty would be about building trust with them. So when you say honesty, it's the more you get to know someone, the more they get to know you, and the more trust is built between that relationship, the more you can share things that may be fearful, that may be shameful, that may be frightening at first. But you want to get everything out there, because if they can't accept you for who you are or what you've been through, then you might not want to be with that particular person. And that's the honest truth.
So we heard from Jamie on Instagram, and she wrote in, when things get rocky between you and the person you're in a relationship with, how do you hold on or not give up?
Come on, Jamie, slow down on us. And probably a lot of people will face that question at every stage of a relationship. However, it does depend on what stage of the relationship you're in. If you're engaged, there's a divine commitment or a covenantal commitment attached to an engagement. So if you put a ring on a girl's finger, you're saying that this person is going to be your future wife. Therefore, you're going to work through everything. There's no quit option. There's no exit. You have to work things out at that point. If you're dating, however, you have to learn to see if what you're struggling with or what you're putting up with, holding on to, is worth it in the long run. It's really a personal thing, and I'll often say before you have to worry about finding the right person and holding on to a relationship, you have to worry about being the right person.
Right.
I think the focus or the onus should be on the individual to make sure you are laying a proper foundation personally with integrity and trust, honesty, and if that person can't reciprocate, then it's going to be hard to hold on to a relationship down the road. So what would you say?
And in the dating side of things, you have to ask, are things getting hard and you need to press through, or are these some red lights that God is like, hold on, this might not be the person for you? I think you need to be in a spirit of prayer, and you need to have godly mentors that will advise you.
That's great, because I think a lot of people want to hold on to a relationship because of feelings. They feel that they love this person or they enjoy this person.
Change them.
Yeah. And you're holding on to something that is usually going to turn on you in the long run. So that's a really weighted question, but we pray that people that are going through those stages of relationships, they can evaluate at which level they're at and whether or not both people involved are committed to sticking it out. If one person's committed and the other person's not, most likely it won't last.
On Facebook, our cousin Deanna wrote in and asked, what types of things do you do as a couple to keep God at the center of your life? Sometimes it's easier on a long drive to just jam out to some music or just talk, but the best thing we can do on a long drive, or if we have some time set out, is to plug in a sermon, grow together as a couple, always being in prayer together. And I say that, and it's hard because the day gets going and it's not easy, but anytime we do, it's so worth it.
Any spiritual disciplines done together, God has designed them to cause a unique bond between the couple, especially in a marriage. Praying with each other, reading the word with each other, doing devotionals with each other, watching and finding time to watch a marriage seminar.
Yeah.
Dr. James Dobson has tons of resources out there geared to relationships and the traditional marriage. And I think when we've done that, of course it's easy to click on Netflix and watch a movie or watch a series there, but if we have the time to do those things, I think we could find time to do relational things. Right. There's probably so many other answers we can give to what could help a couple grow, but I think really speaking from the man, it's the man's priority to lead the wife in these engagements, to be the one that makes sure the wife and the family are plugged into a church, to make sure that he is the role model and the spiritual leader of the household, to make sure as a husband he's wrapping himself around his wife, and as a father, of course, being the spiritual mentor to his children. The most important thing, however, is to communicate that God, his son Jesus, has to be the center of the relationship. It's not Sarah and I, it's actually me and Jesus, and out of that love and that relationship will overflow a commitment to her, and it's her with Jesus, and out of that overflows her commitment to me. So I often say, and she often says, that as long as we love God most, we're able to love each other best. So we took another question on Facebook. This is probably a question a lot of people ask themselves and ask other people, and it is it wrong to wait for God to fix the person you are in love with? I would say, based on the question and not knowing any other information, it's never wrong to wait for God, number one, but it's what we do in the waiting that makes all the difference. A lot of times we say we're waiting for God, yet we're working it out on our own. So when we try to work a relationship out on our own, God can't work. When we get out of his way, he then can do his best work. He's the only one, I know from personal experience, and Sarah will attest, that can change a heart, that can fix a heart. However, and with that being said, we can in our mind justify the fact that the person I'm in love with, God will eventually fix when they don't want to be fixed. So there you have it. There's our second time coming to you guys and asking you for your questions, which has really helped us think about where we're at in relationships. We look forward to bringing these again to you. Our Soldier Faith Sound Off. We wouldn't be here without you guys. We have so much going on in the ministry.
Be sure to check out our video Devo on forgiveness from last week, and be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube page.
We, of course, also have a very unique operations in the ministry. It's our call-in conference Bible study. So if you're looking for fellowship out there, you might have a busy schedule. You might not be able to get to church or a midweek service or a fellowship group throughout the week. We have just what you're looking for. Please go to our website and read up about our call-in conference Bible studies. You literally don't have to leave the comfort of your home. You can call in the conference number and participate in a Bible study and a fellowship. There's choice studies throughout the week. We appreciate you guys out there. We look forward to seeing you again in our Soldier for Faith Sound Off.